sadistic, he so sadistic, they so sadistic, we so sadistic, them so sadistic, you so sadistic. Go ahead, son, don't even try to risk it. I'm so sadistic, he so sadistic, they so sadistic, we so sadistic, them so sadistic, you so sadistic. Go ahead, son, don't even try to risk it.
Good evening, everybody. This is Knuckles Deep. This is a test for our future podcast presented by Sadistic Athletics. My name is Legacy Brown for purposes not to be told.
Ground and Pound, because that's my YouTube handle.
Manny Martinez, Sadistic Athletics.
Because he's only Manny Martinez ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're going to be trying this out, and we're going to be talking about some things not MMA related and not so MMA related. Let's tap this for good luck. Let's start off by talking about MMA news, and we'll start off with Manny. So Manny, you have any news, some pressing issues, or anything kind of crazy that people are talking about in the MMA world?
Lately, what's going on is the whole Eddie Alvarez leaving Bellator, free agent, and same day, in a matter of hours, UFC picked him up and set him up with a fight with Donald Cerrone, the Cowboy, in the next month.
Cerrone.
So what is everybody saying? Again, if you want to be part of this discussion, hit us up on Facebook, Sadistic Athletics. Buy our shirts from our website, sadisticathletics.com. We're also on Instagram. Just Google Sadistic Athletics and you'll see what we're on. Brandon's cat is about to knock over the tripod, so if anything crazy happens, sorry about that.
Blame the pussy. Always blaming the pussy.
So what are people saying about this, Manny?
They're excited. They're excited to see Eddie Alvarez, and of course, we were honored to meet Eddie Alvarez a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we met. We managed to meet Eddie Alvarez when he was fighting against Lee during the Bulldog fight, and he was an awesome guy, really nice dude, really gracious. And he actually came over. We have a really good picture, so if we ever learn how to edit this thing, we'll actually put the picture into this frame somewhere.
Yes.
Where he actually came over and gave us a big hug along with the ring girls from Bella.
I took the picture. He's in the picture.
Yes, and there's also, is there one of you there?
I don't know. Who cares?
Who gives a fuck? There's probably one on MySpace in somebody's account somewhere.
All I care about is that the logo's on it. You know, Sadistic Athletics.
Actually,
That kind.
I was a fight company at the time.
Oh yes, it doesn't matter.
At the time we had a different name, different company name. But we're Sadistic Athletics now, and we'll be able to put that picture up at some time in the near future. Another thing is, you know, Ronda Rousey's still getting a lot of attention. What do you think her next fight is going to be, and you know, what do you think of her overall?
The topic lately, again, that everybody keep asking her is, of course, Cyborg versus Ronda Rousey.
Yep, that's a big talking
And it's
point.
non-stop, and the fight has to happen because the fans want it, we want it. So
The biggest thing was, and the biggest question mark was whether or not she was going to be able to get her weight down to that 135 bantamweight marker. And it seems like she's, for someone who was like, oh my god, I'm going to die from dropping weight.
What was her last? What was she fighting at before?
I think she was fighting at like 155 or something like that.
I'm not waiting for them.
Disrespectful. That's
just so disrespectful. By the way, what we're drinking right now is brought to you by, this is if anybody who drinks whiskey, this is a 15-year-old Johnny Walker Green Label. They actually don't make this anymore, but I figured since this is our first pilot episode that we would do it in style and bring a little Johnny Walker Green out.
So that's probably going to be the first time that bottle's going to be open for another 15 years also.
Yeah.
So Johnny Walker, if you've seen this, get in contact with us through Facebook.
Properly done.
And just hit it up at sadisticathletics.com and for good advertisement. There's movement. It's probably going to hit 10,000 views, so I know you guys might be interested in this. So Johnny Walker, hit us up, and I'll give you my number later on at the end of the show.
You just picked Johnny Walker up for a date. I'll give you my number.
So did we finish the Ronda Rousey discussion?
She arouses me.
What's going on with the Cyborg? The Cyborg fight. Again, guys, like I used to watch MMA way back in the beginning. Kind of lost touch with it. Got back in it now. But these guys are a lot more well versed in the MMA world. So if you ever hear me say something stupid or you know, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Call us and correct us.
Yeah, or bear with us and bear with me because I'm still getting back into the grind of this thing. So does it look like she's gonna fight Cyborg, or is that gonna happen? Or
UFC needs to step the game up. Bellator was trying to make Gina Carano versus Cyborg happen, but Cyborg said no. She's going for Rousey, so she's coming at 135.
I love Gina Carano. I think she's a beautiful fighter, and I don't mean beautiful as in physically. I mean beautiful as in her technique and how she fights.
She is beautiful. We all know that.
She's fucking hot, but that's not what I'm trying to get at the moment.
She was in the top 100 for Maxim Magazine also.
She was actually.
We're Ronda Rousey.
I mean,
but she's bad, but she's not in the right now for not having fought in 2 years almost, something like that. She's not in that realm of a Ronda Rousey. Like you can look at Cyborg and be like, Christina Cyborg is the only other female fighter right now sitting at the top of the game, and this is the kind of match that you have to make happen. If she's already worked her ass off to get her weight down, she's gonna fight this fight for Invicta, and then after that Invicta fight, she's basically free to do whatever she wants to do. UFC, we are imploring you to please make this happen. And again, if I ever say anything wrong, I'm gonna blame it on the liquor, but then he's gonna correct me. So
yes.
Hopefully I just used the word implore properly.
yeah, I was just thinking about that, but yeah, you're okay. Now spell it. That's a different story. Take a shot every time one of us says or spells something wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, UFC, make that fight happen, please. It's time. Make a lot of fights happen.
It's made the time.
Something I wanted to bring up, if you mind switching paces real quick.
Yes.
I want to give about 5 to 10 minutes for each segment that we have on here. Bring out things that are popular also that are going on right now. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is the ice. Yeah, we're gonna be checking our phones because our wives or fiancés, my wife, his wife.
No, there's actually a
his
fighter.
fiancé. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But go ahead. Sorry, continue.
No, there's a fighter. Go ahead, talk about it.
No,
We sponsor fighters also,
Yes.
so Manny being the CEO handles a lot of that stuff, all of that stuff basically. So he's getting emails and texts as we speak, so we're trying to conduct business. He said she could wait.
Yeah, go all the way to our fellow female.
And it's 9:19 p.m. Eastern time. So.
And I have about 4 double shots of whiskey in me. So halfway into this, I'm probably gonna either shit my pants or throw up in my pants. We'll see how it goes. Stay tuned.
Yep.
So I wanted to bring up some things. One thing that I wanted to talk about, something that's really popular right now, and compared to something else that's going on right now, is the Ice Bucket Challenge, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I've been challenged. I will be donating. I will not be doing the challenge, and I have my own reason why that I'll get to in a minute. Brandon has participated in it and also has challenged Manny. So I want to ask you, Brandon, you know, it's a great thing. ALS, Pete Freites, was diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and within like a matter of 4 years, he went from playing baseball, semi-pro or college baseball, to basically not being able to talk without the use of a computer. It's a debilitating disease. It's very serious. The Ice Bucket Challenge is a great thing that people are doing. So Brandon, what made you motivated to do it?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know anything really about ALS. I had seen people dumping water on themselves. I didn't know what that was about. And so when I got challenged by one of our coaches, Sensei Charles, and also a few other people who were doing it as well, I didn't want to just do something for the sake of doing it, because that kind of fits into this whole zombie mentality that's going on right now. So it actually gave me the opportunity to go and look it up online. And I actually was really shocked when I saw the Ice Bucket Challenge flyer, banner that was actually on the website, because I didn't really think that this was something that they were endorsing in any way. But it was really deep to realize that, like, when you actually have a bucket of ice water dropped on you, your nervous system flinches immediately. Like, your body goes into like almost a quick ice shock, if there's any way of saying it. And when I read more from the website and realized that that's actually like very, very similar to one of the symptoms that you have from it, it was really sobering, and it made me respect what the challenge is supposed to represent,
Right.
as opposed to what it really is representing, which is a bunch of douchebags looking for likes on Instagram and making it more of a game. And granted, I had a little fun with it too, but you should be able to make light in a bad situation. But it's one thing when you're doing it with the intent to spread knowledge. It's another thing when you're doing it just for the sake of doing it. And I will be donating as well. I did the challenge, but I'm also going to be donating tomorrow as well.
Manny, you were challenged. It's been 24 hours. Any reason why you haven't done the challenge?
No, I've been busy working, schoolwork, running Sadistic Athletics, 2 kids, and hopefully by the end of the week, I'll probably come over to Brandon and have my fellow partners, Steven and Brandon, throw up a nice book over my head for the cause.
Awesome.
So stay tuned. Next week, you'll probably hear it when I go. We'll probably put a video up somewhere in the camera with some pictures
And I want to get into why I haven't done it yet. I was challenged with my cousin Greg. Thanks for challenging me. I will be donating. I have mixed feelings about this. I'm aware of what it stands for and what it means. I've seen people do it. I'm proud that there are people doing it. I'm also a lot more proud today because in the beginning there weren't a lot of people donating. Like Brandon said, they were just throwing ice on themselves just to get Insta famous or Facebook famous, or have people like their page or like what they're doing. So they were doing it for the wrong reasons, and I didn't want to support that. The other reason, and a lot of you might disagree with me on this, and even these guys might disagree, but that's why we're boys. They can disagree with me. And the other thing is, there are so many other things going on right now, and this is a nice distraction and departure from the serious things that are going on. What's going on in America, in Ferguson, Missouri, what's going on, the Gaza Strip, and what's going on in everyday lives. That, I don't know, I kind of feel like it's a convenient time for this to be going on because it gives people a distraction, albeit sometimes a necessary distraction for some people. But it's a distraction away from things that really matter, which is actually where I kind of wanted to take the next discussion. Ferguson, what's going on in Ferguson, Missouri right now?
Holy shit.
Amanda, are you aware of what's going on in Missouri right now? You have the young man, Brown, Mr.
Yes.
Brown, that was killed by a police officer. More and more news is coming out. Again, it's not about taking sides. As I tell my students, there are 3 sides to every story, as the saying goes. Your side, my side, and the truth. Yep. It is up to you to read or learn about all those sides and come up with your own interpretation. So basically, the facts are, or it's been, correct me if I'm wrong, what's been out is that Mr. Brown was killed by a police officer, teenager, and he was about to start college. This is on the heels of, take another shot because it's something you need to take a shot for.
Yep.
And I want to credit The Read, which is a podcast that my wife put me onto. They did an amazing job at discussing Ferguson and what's going on, why it's important.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, he was shot 8 times, once in the crown of the head and the top of the head. He was left for hours, and there was some really shady business as far as how his body was picked up and evidence, and just really weird and strange and out of the ordinary for that. And this comes on the heels of the gentleman being choked out in Staten Island. This comes in the heels of a young girl getting shot on a porch for knocking on somebody's door. And it's a very serious issue that a lot of people aren't discussing. I'm a little upset about the fact that there aren't more celebrities, minorities, and white celebrities talking about this and bringing attention to it. And it's something that I think we can all speak about because we all grew up in a not so great neighborhoods. We've all been racially profiled, stopped and frisked.
Yes.
We've all feared for our lives when being pulled over or questioned by the police. And we've all, I think, worked with law enforcement in some capacity. Brandon and myself worked with NYPD officers for several years. And I also work with cops nationally, the cops office, Department of Justice. And our man Manny here who served in the military. So we're all kind of familiar with this. And I just want to get your guys' ideas about what's going on and what this means, and people are talking about race war. And this is something I was telling you about years ago.
Yeah.
That I saw happening.
It's a scary situation right now, because you can see the world is kind of turning on this like almost teetering. That we're playing like that game where you spin the plate on a stick, basically. Like you have right now the cops trying to discredit the gentleman now, because it looks like that's the only course of action they can take, is to basically try and, you know, to drop the level of ferocity that people have right now by really amplifying, you know, that he was a bad person. And at the end of the day, I think that's irrelevant when you look at how things were handled.
There was information, sorry to interrupt you, but there was information that came out, a video that came out that showed Brown a few hours before. Wait on it. That showed Brown actually going into a convenience store with somebody else, and they took like
a box of cigars,
box of Phillies or whatever, to Royal Blunts, who knows, whatever. Not assuming, but I smoke cigars, whatever. Anyway, and you know that was, you know, kind of crazy, because it was like, oh well, maybe he isn't such a good person. People start thinking, and they start discussing that. Manny, what do you think, and Brandon as well? Have you seen the video? Have you seen?
Well, you know, I'll jump in front of Manny real quick and just say that there was, I don't know if it's a faulty report going around now that's stating that the witness that said that that basically came out initially on behalf of Brown and said that, you know, he had his hands up and he wasn't doing anything, actually said that he lied about the statement. Now, I don't know, don't quote me on it, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm a product of, unfortunately, Facebook posting like anybody else at this point. But so if I'm rehashing something that's not true, please just disregard. I'm only going by what I had initially seen. But I saw that they were stating that he stated that he lied, and that Brown went for the gun of the police officer. And that's, although it's a massive departure from the original statement, you also have to kind of look at it from, all right, that does justify use of deadly force, but then what is an overuse of,
I mean, and the kid was shot 8 times, like, and the top of the head.
Yeah, exactly. So it's at the end of the day, I think and what we at Sadistic Athletics stand for is representing everyone and representing a broader scope of not just the sport, but of people. You know, we're 3 guys who just kind of came from, we're trying to build ourselves from nothing.
At the end of the day, why the hell is the police officer shooting 8 times in the first place? Yeah. Cops should be trained to shoot at the legs. Why not shoot at somebody they're approaching you anyway? Shoot down at the legs. And then control the situation. Handcuff them.
I mean, or even not shoot at all. Why are you approaching someone? I mean, again,
if you're a cop, I feel like a cop is tempted to shoot. He feels threatened anyway, and he wants to shoot. Shoot not to kill. Shoot at the legs. Hurt him. Drop him. You know.
Or even
8 times. 8 times is ridiculous. Why shoot somebody 8 times?
I'm not a police officer, but I do have family and friends that are police officers. But like in my head, common sense tells you, why were you so close to that person? Who knows? I wasn't there. Yeah. But like, you know, what type of training are you receiving that you're capable of being in that type of situation?
And also, I think there has to be a bigger push for less than lethal ammunition. Now, granted, within the range of 10 feet, less than lethal is lethal, but then you're still working with a lower level of lethality in your weapon. And I think that, you know, granted, rubber bullets and stuff like that, you can still kill somebody. And I know that they don't drop every person depending on, you know, adrenaline and drugs and things of that nature. Even a 9mm can go through a person without killing them or stopping them. But at the end of the day, we have to start looking at other alternatives, be it better training of the officers, putting them through, you know, I don't know. It's hard to say because
martial arts.
Yeah, like
I've some good training.
I've been there for trainings for the Republican National Convention, what they did here in New York a couple years back, and I was there to see the training for it. And our guys in NYPD worked their asses off. But there are some things that at this point we all know don't work, and we have to start working on building something better, and be it training our police to handle the situations with a better capacity, or really pushing this level.
We're back, had a little technical difficulties.
Commercial break. We don't have technical difficulties. Sorry, I just gave you my ass.
So we were just having a very serious discussion about Ferguson and what's going on over there. Again, my views don't necessarily reflect those of my place of employment or Sadistic Athletics. I do feel that that the senseless killing of individuals, of American citizens, whether they're black, white, Latino, Asian, or any other thing in the world, needs to stop. Our police officers need to be better trained, and we need to have more respect for one another, cops to everyone else, and everyone else to police officers, no matter where we come from. I've been on both sides, so in some respect. So
believe it or not, at the end of the day, we're still gonna need the cops.
This is true.
When you call 911, guess who's gonna come knocking on your door to help you out?
The cops.
So we gotta think even,
I mean,
respect each other all the time.
anytime I've called 911 is for other people, but I try not to get in situations that I need that, knock on wood, or I try to handle some stuff on my own. But yeah, you never know when you're going to need them. I remember the days when, I knew the cop's name when I was like 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old, but things started changing as a teenager, and like policing started changing, and I didn't know the cop anymore, and I was a citizen, I was a potential perp. And they were calling me Mo and other things, stopping me for no reason. So,
Yep.
I know the good and the bad.
Yeah, what I will say is, and before we transition to something livelier, I will say this: as people as a whole, we need to stop this stupid, I don't know what trend I think it is right now, of people posting and reposting fights and violent acts and suicides and dumb shit of that nature. What we do is we put power into the hands of all these people to commit more wrong for the sake of just being on Facebook or being on. Put the fucking camera down. Get involved. Like, is it really that important to videotape somebody getting stabbed on a fucking train platform than it is to drop the fucking phone or use the phone and call a cop? Like, or call anybody for that fucking matter? Really, this is what we lowered ourselves to. This fucking generation of, you know what? I see it happening, but I don't really care because I can get more people watching my shit if I yell out "World Star" halfway into it. I'm very much against that whole way of thinking. I speak from a different type of experience. I had some guys watching me one time on a train saying, "Oh, get your camera ready," because they thought they were gonna pounce on me when we got outside of the train station. It didn't turn out that way, thank God. But this is what's happening: is that you're putting the power into the hands of these people to go ahead and try and make themselves celebrities. And I think as a whole, we have to do our part. We wanna lower the amount of violence that occurs around us, and we have to lower the violence that happens when we're in our own homes. If you take that violence with you into your house, that's what you're gonna project when you leave. And so I'm making a quick statement just out to everybody that if I go onto my Facebook and I see that you posted suicide, violent act, stabbing, I don't care if I've known you my whole life. If this is what you're posting on my Facebook, I'm blocking you and I'm deleting you. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That was so.
You gotta drink that. And there was my
man, we're used to this. Get out.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Sorry, B.
That's alright, man.
I think I'm just gonna. You got a straw? I can just slurp that up. Yeah.
No, it didn't.
There's I don't care about my phone. I feel bad about the 15-year-old. What is this? 15-year-old.
Johnny Walker. Once again,
Johnny Walker.
Check it
Green
out.
label.
Check it out.
So yeah, this won't be the last. I'm clumsy, so.
You're gonna see this a lot.
This won't be. I wasn't talking about the drink. This will not be the last time I drop spill something.
Yes.
This also will not be the last time we talk about law enforcement and.
We're gonna do it at the end of this.
Policing.
By the end of the year, we'll do a compilation of Steve dropping it.
But law enforcement, community policing, and sensitive topics. Because things in the United States need to change, not just this, but things all over. We're seeing another reaction of civil rights movement in some capacity.
And we're not just about punching people in the face.
Brandon only gave me half this time.
Yeah,
This one,
you gotta earn the rest of it.
I won't spill your shit. Alright, moving on.
Yeah,
So-
no napkin.
Thank you.
Who just squeezed the napkin into his mouth at the end of this video?
So let's move on to
Let's
Shameless.
take the shot for the last subject. You know, hopefully things get better out there.
People in Ferguson, you know, guys
Ferguson,
support
man, we support
peaceful
you.
protesters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I support Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
But,
Johnny Walker.
alright,
Beautiful.
so moving on.
Tastes better the more you drink it, right?
Some shameless promotion. That
So Johnny Walker still, you know, come check us out.
Shameless.
Yeah, make sure you know, we're gonna send you this video out to you to see if you guys want to advertise on ourselves. What for?
Oh, man, you're gonna want to advertise after this one.
we just chose the side. We chose the 99% over the 1%. I don't know if they're gonna support us. So yeah, I bought this today. Was very pleasantly surprised. Again, I don't work for these people.
We don't
But
get shit
I
from
just
them.
started doing kickboxing.
But we will after
classes.
they see this video.
My wife and I, we signed up for kickboxing classes. I did my second class yesterday. My body's hurting me. But I needed to buy a towel. I bought this EnduraCool from Odell's. You can go anywhere between from 15 to 20 bucks. It's pretty awesome. It's EnduraCool by Mission. You can show them up nice and close. Basically, it's a towel that, as advertised, stays cool for several hours. This is an extra large size. You know, an extra large guy.
In my pants.
So basically, what you do. Too much information for Daddy. We'll be talking about other sensitive subjects. Homophobia and other things in the upcoming weeks.
Teabagging.
Basically it comes, you get it, it's dry, it's two-sided. One smoother side, one netted side. You wet it a little bit, you wring it out, and then you snap it 3 to 5 times.
He's a professional snapper.
Yes.
And you just put it around your neck, around your head, or whatever, and you wear it all day. And as it's still kind of wet, you can keep on snapping it. Oh, there you go. I said I'm clumsy. You can keep snapping it.
That's true.
And it'll stay cold for a while. I've used it all day today, and I just, when the towel got dry, when I put it down somewhere and it dried up, I just added more water, snapped it again, and it stood cool for like another, few hours. So, it's an awesome product, EnduraCool by Mission EnduraCool towel. I suggest you guys pick it up. It says here powered by Cool Core Athletic Care.
I'll be calling them too for advertising.
Instant cooling mesh towel. If you want to provide some more, we would love it.
Yes.
We will wear them during the show.
Yeah, I'm going to wear this for the duration of the show.
It looks nice. You should tie it around like a cravat.
Thank you, sir. Maybe I'll do it
like you tried before, putting like a do-rag.
Dickie.
Yeah. Nice.
Scooby-Doo style?
We also want to talk about this right here. So, a while back, our brave and fearless leader, Manny over here, picked up these focus mitts from Rosky. So I just want to show you. They're pretty small comparable to what the normal size focus mitt is.
Yes.
But there's a method to their madness.
Just to show you, this is the size of an MMA glove, and this is the focus mitt.
So basically what you do is you strap it around your forearm, and you hold it basically like any focus mitt. Now the difference is that in MMA training and in fight training, you don't have the opportunity to just be like, okay, I have my mitts on, let me take my mitts off, and now you can practice sprawling or avoiding a shot or an arm drag or something of that nature. So what you do is they take the shot, boom, 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 you drop, go for your shot, flick it back up, catch it. Takes a little while to get a hang of it. If you watch the guys from Rosky do it,
yeah,
they're really good at doing that. I haven't quite mastered the flair of it.
There you go. You got it. Too easy.
It's like basketball. But so yeah, and basically what was great about it is, aside from the idea of just like working a hit and then working on a shot, is that it's a smaller target, so it deems that you have to be accurate. And so, or else, as anyone who's ever held pads for anyone in your life, you're doing the bullwinkle and you get punched in the face. So But great product, really cool logo from them. I actually watched one of them training with Anderson Silva pretty recently at the World MMA Expo, and they were really good guys. Whenever we see them, we make sure we take a time to go over there and check them out, and so we would definitely recommend them. If you get a chance, you should check them out. They have gis, they have shin guards, shorts, and a lot of really cool stuff. So Rosky, Combat Sport, they're an awesome company.
Google them, go to Rosky.com and check the stuff out.
That's right, and they did not supply these to us. We bought these, so they're not saying, hey, go and do us a favor. We decided that if you have an awesome product, it deserves to be shown. And so
great little grip here too, man. I really appreciate being able to do that. And when you're striking this mitt, it doesn't hurt your hand as much. When in the traditional mitts, you have your hand open. Eventually, if you don't have anything around your wrist, it can hurt your wrist or your hand. The way this guy punches, and this guy has a mitt for a hand, and this guy punches like he's on steroids. But I can use it for a while, and it doesn't hurt at all. So it's an awesome product. Thank you for making a great product, Rosky.
Yes.
So moving on. Let's make it a little lighter. Keep making it a little lighter because that was a very difficult subject that we talked about, and we're going to be tackling difficult subjects throughout our podcast. And this isn't a podcast now. Again, this is a trial run,
but we will post this.
Yeah, and we will do a podcast and video cast and other things.
Before, let's jump on the subject before it gets old. Expendables 3. Brandon wanted to talk about this subject. And then we could end it.
Okay. So this gesture is not because I'm shocked that he wanted this. Is because
they made it third.
Yeah. Apparently, but no one told anyone to act during the third one, so no one knew that it really happened.
No blood.
Nope. This movie was a tragedy. This was like watching a snuff film, and no one showed up, so you're just watching empty air. Not to say that I actually watch snuff films, but if I was watching a snuff film, I'd want someone to be snuffed out.
Okay.
But anyway, so this is really bad. It stars Willie Snips, aka Wesley Snipes, Sylvester the Doughboy Stallone, Arnold one-liner, Schwarzenegger.
Say the line. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Get to the chopper!
He said it twice.
Twice!
Oh, he said it twice?
Within a 15-minute span of the movie, he said it twice. Look, I love these actors.
By this time, the movie actually came out, right?
Yeah, no, it's actually been out.
Bootleg. No. I bought it bootleg.
Don't say that.
He procured it through.
Everybody does it. We gotta do bootleg.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Thank God I did buy the bootleg. I went upset about
$15 for 3D, no blood action. Basically, I'm a huge fan of all these action stars. I have Arnold Schwarzenegger's flicks. I have Commando. I have Rambo. I have The Transporter. I have Once Upon a Time in China. I have
Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Yeah, I have that too. Once Upon a Time in the West, best Western ever. So I have a lot of their flicks. I'm a huge fan of all of them.
Predator.
This was Predator. This was the worst movie I've ever seen. This was as bad as the Final Fantasy movie that came out. This is worse than X vs. Sever. And that movie gave me fucking diarrhea and threw up.
Antonio Banderas in it.
Oh,
he had the best, yeah.
Antonio Banderas and Ronda Rousey are the only thing good in this movie. If you're forced to watching this,
put the volume off.
Yeah, shut the volume off. Throw on your favorite album, preferably Sunblaze, Dirty Rican LP.
Pound stuff down. You can get it at sadistic.com.
Yeah.
And listen to that until you see Antonio Banderas. Just to stop whipping it. I can't stop whipping it. It was like a they just got together one day and were like, hey, let's just make another movie because they'll pay for it. And that's kind of how the movie went. the acting was really bad, and Stallone is a great actor when he wants to be, but the acting was bad.
And what the hell Victor Ortiz is doing in the fucking Expendables? Can somebody tell me this?
If anyone knows what Victor Ortiz did in this movie, please contact us.
A great fucking weapon.
He was a fluffer.
He shot the best fucking weapon in the whole fucking movie as a practice, showing it that they didn't use it at all in the action scenes. What the fuck is going on with that?
Yeah, that's really bad. I mean,
You guys are really angry about this.
Yeah, this is.
Fucking Victor Ortiz.
I might be more mad about this
me.
than it was about the last topic.
Yeah, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is the problem that we have in America. People are more passionate about fucking ice bucket challenge, albeit a great cause, and the fucking Expendables 3 than they are about that, but seriously, than they are about what's going on in Ferguson and what's going on in the country. Like, people are more passionate about that shit than you know what really matters, and that's a problem.
But for the sake of the segment,
Right.
I'm going to be extremely passionate about this because this was my segment. So,
Victor Ortiz, really?
I love Victor Ortiz.
Fuck him.
He's a really good boxer. I think he got fucking raped bad in that whole fight with Mayweather. I'm not going to go into that.
Yeah.
But he did nothing in this movie.
Wait, Victor Ortiz?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Tito Ortiz. You know, this whole time I'm thinking about Tito Ortiz.
It could only been better
That's
if
why I said
Tito
fluffer,
Ortiz was in it.
Jenna Jameson. That's why I said fluffer.
No, but he was kind of the fluffer in the movie. Like, he came out, he made you got your heart by saying, hey, look, I got this fucking super cool rifle, and you know, this is what I got for you. And everybody was like, oh,
and Jet Li didn't do shit either. Right?
Jet Li.
Wow, yeah, right.
One of the greatest action stars of our time.
I mean,
did nothing.
these guys are catching up though.
Oh,
Tony Jaa?
Tony Jaa.
Tony Jaa.
Who's it, man? What's his name?
Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. He has a new one coming out too.
Protector 2 is good. I gotta check it out.
And then this guy, Tony Jaa.
Oh, he's a fucking monster.
He's gonna be in Kickboxer. The remake.
Yeah, no.
So is the other guy, the guy from the Blood to Bone movie.
Oh,
Michael J. White.
Him too.
What's this guy's name? Oh my god.
I forgot his name.
Everybody knows his name, so.
If you know what his name is, write us too.
I was trying to find Tony Jaa when I went to Thailand, but I didn't see him.
He went to elephants.
I didn't ride the elephants. I watched them and I fed them. Yeah. If you ride the elephants, it's a little less humane. They drug them and beat them and stuff like that. So that's why I didn't ride them.
Oh, that sucks, man.
I just fed them and I
love how to ride an
watched
elephant
them.
on me just now.
I mean, you can ride an elephant here, just to make sure they don't club the elephant or like poke it with a
You know, for a second, I thought you meant the fat chick.
No. That's a
You
story.
could ride an elephant as well.
Which brings me...
Segue.
Great segue. Which brings me to one of our next segments, which is funny story.
Funny story.
So funny story. This is when we go into our past or our present, our recent past,
Our future.
or our future, and we talk about funny stories that we have experienced together. So we I keep looking at my phone because I have a kind of like a soft outline here of what we're going to talk about, but I really don't know what we're going to talk about for this funny story. We have a ton of them.
Yeah. I'll tell a funny one that will give everybody a little bit of respect for each one. So I've known these guys for way long. I mean, I met them in high school, so close to 16 years.
16.
Or more.
Or more? In some cases, I met Manny a year before I met Steve. So, it varies, whatever the fuck.
And I knew Manny kind of through another kid in junior high school, because I'm 31 now, I'll be 32. These guys are 32 already, old man. Man, that's why his big head that used to climb over a fence all the time. And I thought he looked like Curious George. This is the first thing I told him. But yeah, back to that story. I met Brandon. I think that's where you're going.
Yeah. So I met Steve. I met Legacy Brown. Whatever the fuck. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. But nobody knows his last name, so then he's alright. Steve's is actually an alias for an alias.
Yes.
Stifler. So I met him in high school, my second year of high school, and I met Manny around that same time. Actually, no, I met Manny a year before because I used to hang out with some people I knew. But one thing that always stood out about them is everybody kind of had their own specialty, and Steve was the proverbial awesome basketball player of the crew, and Manny was the fighter slash football player slash basketball player, and me, I was artist and football player, and so everybody kind of had their own thing.
Yeah, I'm just a basketball player. You guys have
no. He's
excellent. He played football.
Excellent student. He's a football player. He's a great dude. But if you want to watch somebody play really good ball back in the day, this dude was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, we still got it, by the way.
He was ridiculous.
If anybody out there wants to play us in basketball,
Sensei Charles,
anybody, you could hit us up, and we'll challenge you. We'll go to your neighborhood.
Both Riches I know on Facebook.
Yep.
Rich F and Rich V. You know what I'm talking about. Lewis M.
I was at the courts one day playing a game with them, and my boy over here did what we would call the oh Jesus of dribble that day. No, this was at Nitelli.
I was playing it this morning actually.
So he has two guys basically coming up on him. Now everybody always underestimate him, which is the story of all of our lives, being underestimated, and a story of Sadistic athletics.
And then hurting people's feeling after.
That's right. And he basically, the first guy comes up on him, he hit him with a crossover, and then shammed the second guy.
I don't remember any of this.
I remember all of it because I remember it happening, and I remember that was
he got pretty good memory, Brandon.
I remember, and we started to call him Oh Jesus at that moment.
I bought a name buckle.
Yeah, he bought a name buckle after that. They hit each other when he crossed them, and they fell over, and he hopped over them, and basically laid the ball up on him. And it was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen in person. And so that was my dick ride for my boy over here. You're welcome. But I've seen a lot of things happen in basketball. And that was one of the coolest shit I've seen. On the other side of it, our boy over here, Mega Manny. I met him actually when I first came into the college, and I didn't really know everybody real well. And then found out really who he was because I actually didn't realize I was talking to one of his cousins on AOL. And found that out later on when she was like, oh yeah, my cousin lives on 40-something Street in Brooklyn. And I was like, what? Yeah? Who's that? She was like, Manny. And I was like, oh my God, he's gonna fucking rape my face with his fist. So funny how you meet people and where they come from and whatnot, but I couldn't have asked for better people to help push me through my life. So, for them I give them a big fist deep. Knuckles deep in that one.
Knuckles deep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I fisted that one.
Fist deep.
Yeah, fist deep. If you like that name better than Knuckles Deep, let us know.
Give us a name. We're still working on a name. Still working on a lot of things. It's our first time doing this, so yeah.
And it's gonna be great. You guys are gonna love it.
Yeah, I mean, our whole
that didn't even get worse at all. You're gonna love it.
I mean, our whole goal with this is to really just kind of show you who we are and what we do at this company, and not only that, but also show you that it's more than just about fighting. It's more than just about the sport. It's about things that we all go through in life, and how at the end of the day we're all people, and we all want to laugh. We all want to fucking have a good time, and still keep the subjects on what they should be, and something that's actually serious occasionally. But I'm not a real serious guy, so I'll leave it for. He's the political. He's the CEO. The wild card. Merry Christmas, Santa.
And that's what makes it so great.
That's right.
Man, you want to add a funny story real quick?
No, we're good. We had a good. I'm trying to keep a story each
scratch my ass on television.
Each week, yeah. We're gonna, which we have.
Yeah. There are better ones. I don't want to waste it right now.
Yeah,
there's the first episode.
Like, hey.
Let's do a quick.
Comics.
Shameless promotion real quick.
Yeah,
Promotion/comic thing. This is gonna take 2 minutes, guys. Sorry. We are all very versatile people. We like completely different things. Yeah. Not flexible.
Oh.
Take a shot. I just wanted to talk about something that I enjoy doing is reading, collecting comics. I just brought over some comics for Brandon here and his family. One of the comics that I'm talking about today is Chew, Warrior Chicken Pollo.
You are so fluent in Spanish, and you said that so white.
Chew, Warrior Chicken Pollo. But the thing is, I say pollo because it's actually spelled P-O-Y-O.
Oh.
Not like pollo Pollo.
Chicken.
Yeah, Warrior Chicken Pollo. And this is from the
Not Boya. Boya in Puerto Rican means something else.
The True series. Anybody who has read,
which is also something else in Spanish.
anybody who has read Chew, you guys know what this is. If you haven't, you should pick up Chew and read it. Those of you who are into like funny, stupid, nerdy, nostalgic kind of stuff, take a shot for that one.
Yeah, bullshit.
Brandon's the only one that got a shot for that one. So check out Warrior Chicken Pollo. Basically, Chew, the actual Chew story, is about this guy named Detective Chew, not spelled Chew. He's actually an Asian detective who eventually gets taken into by the FDA because he has the ability to taste certain foods and determine everything that happens, who touched it and what happened around that person. And there's like a huge crazy food scare, and correct me if I'm getting this wrong, going by my memory, which is horrible. Anyway, there's a huge crazy food scare and like zombies, all those other crazy stuff that happens in the book. It's an awesome book, awesome series. Warrior Chicken Pollo is a character and part of the Chew story, and he kicks ass in this thing, saves the world, and saves like a fantasy world in there. And there's all sorts of nods to like stories that you know as a kid and other things. So
cool.
Pick that up. The next one is Saga. Or Saga, but it's
not
Saga.
Sega.
Genesis, not Genesis.
Not a Genesis.
By Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This is actually volume 2 and volume 3. Volume 1 I lent it to my cousin. This is also a great series. If you have not read it yet, pick it up. Volume 4 is not out yet because they're currently up to the issue 21. Cool. It's like kind of like a love story, kind of like a cool Star Warsy kind of story, but on a freakishly crazy level. And what I love about this, and what I love about all of these comics I just showed you, is they contain minority characters, which is awesome.
Bing.
A lot of people are having problems with minority characters in comic books. People upset that Miles.
They're gonna hate us. We're the minority characters.
That Miles Morales is Spider-Man. The fact that Michael B. Jordan was just cast as the Human Torch character in the new Fantastic Four movie.
I thought it was a really cool casting of him.
Yeah,
he looks like a cool dude. He looks like he can pull the torch off.
The fact that we have, I totally agree. The fact that we have a black Captain America now, Falcon, female Thor. I mean, it's just ridiculous that people get upset about this stuff. They are not real people. So it's
what?
Not,
real?
Not, yeah.
What?
It's not like they're picking like.
So Wonder Woman doesn't exist?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I know you've been looking for her a while, but she doesn't exist now. But
kicking doors in the
it's not.
Wonder Woman.
It's not like they casted Joaquin Phoenix as James Brown. Or that would be pretty interesting.
Joaquin Phoenix as James Brown.
That would be interesting.
Mark Wahlberg is Malcolm X.
Why not? Right? We're going with this type of discussion. Why not? I don't. As long as they do it justice, I don't really care. Again, do what justice? It's a freaking comic movie, right? Some of them suck. Yeah. Some of them are great. DC, step your movie game up, please.
Yes.
Your animated movies are awesome. You kill Marvel in that area. Marvel, your action movies are awesome.
Flashpoint was freaking
Guardians of the
amazing.
Galaxy, Flashpoint, Son of Batman, Batman: The Dark Knight. Right?
But DC, what are you doing with your films, man?
Yeah.
Like really.
I mean, Man of Steel, I wasn't crazy about. Sorry, guys.
No, I
I'm not a Superman fan though, anyway. So
like Man of Steel, if you look at it strictly from an action point, holy shit, they did some things with action that, like, they really rewrote the book on superhero action in that aspect. Yeah. But in terms of a fucking good movie, it
was good.
Yo, man, do you know who they cast as the next Batman in the Batman Superman movie? No.
You don't know?
You don't know?
Really?
Vince Vaughn. No, I'm kidding.
What the fuck?
I don't know about Ben Affleck, but
Ben Affleck, yeah. So they cast Ben Affleck. People were said about that too. But
I like Ben Affleck. He has the chin.
Just like Heath Ledger killed it as a Joker. No pun intended. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. No, I really didn't mean that.
Yeah, no, that was
a good joke.
It was a really good joke.
It was good fun.
You can use it.
Too soon?
Was it? Too soon? It was like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, we're good. It was fun. It was a funny joke.
There's a 4-year barrier between bad taste jokes.
I would have really laughed, but I'm controlling myself from not laughing that hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy was
I'm
pretty
gonna use that
awesome.
joke.
Great soundtrack. What? Heath Ledger killed it?
Every time you say it's so good, though.
Yeah. So please step your movie game up. There's gonna be a lot of characters in the next Batman vs Superman movie. There's a lot of exciting series. The Flash is coming.
And I'm hearing a lot about either The Rock playing Black Adam or
Captain
Shazam.
Marvel or Shazam. Sorry, not Captain Marvel.
So I'm a huge Rock fan. Like, I love The Rock. I follow him on Instagram. Yes, I'm one of those people.
I follow him too.
Yeah, so he's fucking awesome. I think he's been waiting and been bred to play a superhero.
Yeah.
So if this is who he's gonna play, it's a pretty freaking cool way to see him. So I'm looking forward to it.
They started doing Ant-Man this week. They started filming it. Paul Rudd is Ant-Man.
I like Paul Rudd, man. I'm looking forward to seeing the banter between Paul Rudd and this dude is Tony Stark. Like, I think it's gonna be cool to see them interacting back and forth because Paul Rudd plays a really good douchebag, and Tony Stark is a douchebag. So this is gonna be, I think it'll be pretty good fun.
Yep.
What do you think about that, man?
Whatever they say.
It's not Expendables 3.
It's not fucking Expendables 3. If you want to see a movie better than Expendables 3, check out X vs. Sever.
Check out any other movie anywhere else.
Go to Netflix, find any movie with one star.
Check out Sex Tape.
Oh. We'll make a sex tape.
No? But it has to be better than fucking Expendables.
Yeah. Ronda Rousey, you're awesome.
Who doesn't
But
have a sex tape out there?
I have a fucking. Ujizz.com, they're not sponsoring us. But if you're looking for a good sex tape,
we have videos. $1 million.
we have videos.
$1 million each. If you guys want it, you gotta pay up $1 million and we'll release it.
My future pillow.
Well, remember, these are the views that are expressed from our end of the table. They do not necessarily reflect the views of this gentleman.
Middle left.
Whatever.
In middle left. That was good.
But somebody will say you are who you surround yourself with, or you are who your friends are. So.
Oh, get the fuck
My
out
friends are good
here.
people, so go fuck yourself.
You know what? And you know what?
yeah,
We're all fucking college guys. We've all done something and done more than you probably fucking have done. So you know what? What the fuck have you done lately?
Yep.
Go fuck yourself, America. This is my sign off for this one.
Next week.
So
so we're gonna wrap this up because it's been pretty much about an hour, and that's how long we like our podcast to be. Thanks for Brandon.
Hey, how you
Thanks
going?
for Brandon.
Thank
to
you
Brandon
for
for this great Johnny Walker that we've been green label 15 years that they don't make anymore. That we had. I appreciate that. So I was spilling it earlier.
Nah, it's cool, man. It's all family.
Straight up licked it off the table. If you didn't have 2 fucking cats in the house.
Yeah, no, it's not sexy.
Thanks EnduraCool. Don't forget to pick up your copy of the Dirty Weekend LP by Sunblaze. Sunblaze is actually part of the Sadistic Athletics family.
That's right.
So he would be here, but he's a little bit under the weather today, so you'll see him hopefully next week. So don't forget, go on sadisticathletics.com, go on our Facebook, or check him out on Facebook or YouTube, Sunblaze, and pick up his album. It's an awesome album.
Yeah.
He's an underground rapper, but he has a lot of guest appearances from Genesis, Timbo King, Pumpkinhead, Tragedy Gaddafi. So there's several people here. It's a great album if you like hip hop.
Real hip hop, not
if you
this
don't,
garbage is out nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah. And also we have, you'll hear in the near future, a song that Sunblaze and Genesis actually did for us called So Sadistic, and that'll be coming up soon too.
And that'll probably be what opens up our
show.
Our show. You'll have like So Sadistic playing in the background, something to that effect. But also, I was thinking about this. Instead of saying the whole shout out thing, I'm gonna say it a little different, and I'm saying, you know what, I'm gonna turn my knuckles up to some people real quick that have helped us out along the way. Big respect to, first of all, Kai Next Level MMA. We have 2 of our fighters that are over there. We have Destiny Quinones, the Cage Cutie, and we also have
Carolina Kit Kat Morales.
Exactly. And they have a great camp over there. So if you're in the Ozone Park area, you're looking for good MMA training, that's where you want to go. Now, if you're on
in Queens in general.
Yeah, Queens in general.
How many Puerto Ricans are in the room? So, without further ado, Mr. Burgundy, are we ready to rock and roll with this track? So, listen, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mr. Sunblaze, what's the name of this track?
It's me, Sunblaze. You already know my Sadistic athletics team. The track is called So Sadistic. It's featuring Genesis LXG. It's produced by Thanos of Brotherhood 603.
603, baby. Ladies and gentlemen,
that bang.
The premiere right now of So Sadistic from Sunblaze and the crew.
Hey yo, what up? It's your boy, the almighty Sunblaze. I hear my dude Genesis LXG. And we on some real sadistic shit right now. So if you rockin' with me, put your motherfucking gloves on. Hey yo, let's go. Step up in the ring, yeah. Sadistically speaking, with a thirst for blood, pound them out to see it leaking. I hit them with a takedown, follow with jabs. This the MMA life that you can't understand. We train hard, fight harder, trying to reach for the top. With a submission hold that's bound to leave their ligaments pop. You wiggle and drop to the mat like Drago did Apollo with his manos. Now everybody down to follow. The kid with the iron fist and a strong hold. Here to make a presence with a kick like Kung Po, yeah. A naked choke for the win. Your eyes roll back, hand ready to tap out, bound to hit the mat. Guillotine rap stuck in an octagon. Clash of the Titans in the middle of the Parthenon. Fist up as we battle for the title. Punch so hard this shit'll ruin all your vitals. I'm so sadistic, he's so sadistic, they so sadistic, we so sadistic, them so sadistic, you so sadistic. Go ahead, son, don't even try to risk it. I'm so sadistic, he's so sadistic, they so sadistic, we so sadistic, them so sadistic, you so sadistic. Go ahead, son, don't even try to risk it.
Enter the arena, my demeanor is nonchalant, mixed martial arts. Right cross, lock the femur. It only took 10 seconds to awake the dreamer. It's too late for you to back out. Now tap out before you black out. This is what we trained for, what we came for. The last thing is brain saw with a chainsaw. You better work harder, this is Sparta. I'm in the gym alone, lifting no Sparta. The energy of my enemy makes me stronger. This is a holy war, you staring at a martyr. What I do to my opponents, don't nobody want it. I'm going out holding my shield on my body on it. Either way, I'm a warrior, I will be on it. Walking home with arrows all up in my body armor. I'm undisputed, I'm the greatest. You undefeated, nigga, you overrated. I'm about to be unseated, I know you heated. Got comfortable, you thought you made it. Look across the cage, can you smell the rage? I take my frustration to the stage. A sick writer, I write with a big lighter. Fuck a big pen, the mentality of a big fighter. The last nigga to battle me was a big fighter. So I removed this anatomy, made him a bit lighter. I might have let it slide, and now that he spits tighter. But the purest inside of me only respects writers. Don't get it confused, my quick fuses. Why I'm as explosive as Ravish and Rick Rude. And you amateurs, you better be practicing sick moves. Cause I fight to the death, so I lyrically can't lose.
I'm so sadistic, he's so sadistic, they so sadistic, we so sadistic, them so sadistic, you so sadistic. Go ahead, son, don't even try to risk it. I'm so sadistic, he's so sadistic, they so sadistic, we so sadistic, them so sadistic, you so sadistic. Go ahead, son, don't even try to risk it. Yeah, it's your boy, man. It's the almighty Sunblaze. I'm here representing Sadistic Athletics. I'm here, my dude Genesis LXG. We all chillin', you know what I'm saying? It's the MMA shit, man. But you know what? At the end of the day, sometimes talking it out doesn't work. We outta here. One.
Sunblaze, So Sadistic. I dig it, man. It's that,
Thank you.
That's pure MMA. What was the concept? I mean, obviously the concept was MMA. You know, listen, you wrote the lyrics yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I write all my lyrics.
So, you know, with that being said, what did you have in mind?
Well, the concept the route I pretty much wanted to go with the track is make some, you know, some type of fight music. You know what I mean? Something to get you amped before you get in that cage and bust some ass. You know?
Something so sadistic.
Yeah.
And
I wanted to be different because a lot of these, you know, especially in the MMA community, when it comes to music, they use a lot of like heavy metal and rock and stuff like that. So I wanted to be a little different. And you know what? Let me do some hip hop-ish and you know, we take it from there.
But you know what? You know what I liked about it was that, you know,
it's catchy.
It had some old school like loops to it. You know, I almost felt like it was like a little bit of a throwback. The tracks in the background.
It's definitely true to it.
Well, a lot of my sound is called boom bap. I don't call it old school. I don't call it new school. I call it true school. You know what I mean? Okay. I keep it true to the culture, pretty much. You know, it's like.
Now you see Bergen. Now you see Bergen getting into it. Look, he's even got a microphone in front of him.
I'm not really too fond of today's what they call hip hop. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm more into keeping the culture alive.
Now, I know Lady Ange is out in the chat room, and she's going to want to come in. I know she's going to want to ask questions from both Sadistic Athletics. I know she might have a question for... I should not separate the two. You guys
I have a question for you. Where can they find your music?
I actually dropped the LP today. I wish I had copies, but
okay.
But I can't tell you
what's the name of the LP?
I have it on digital download out right now. Came out today. It's on somebodyshiphop.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
And I know if you want to find it, I know September 27th at York College, at the York College Arena in Queens, New York.
Yeah, we will have these available also. The single So Sadistic featuring Genesis LXG. We'll have them on the table. You know.
August 16th. They're having it's called the FaceTime event. I'm gonna be a part of it. I'm actually DJing towards the night event. What? So
no, I'm trying to plug my show here.
I'm trying to network with him.
That's okay.
If you would like to perform, it's like a $50 fee. I think Rudy runs it.
Rudy Feliciano, that's my boy. You're plugging Rudy. You can do.
The Everything Eve show is now the all-in-one.
It's all in one.
Yeah. So you know, I have the flyer on my phone. So then, you know, definitely come out and, you know, you can perform the track.
And listen, usually anything that Rudy does is, you know, it's well done. You know, it's top notch.
Yeah, he does a lot of work with hip hop, and you know, he does a lot of good stuff for it. So
yeah, he's had like TKA on a show and all that other, you know, freestyle groups and stuff.
A lot of unsigned artists, so it's definitely a good look.
But listen, without a doubt, you know, it is so sadistic. It is all MMA, and when we talk about MMA, we talk about aggressive combat championships.
Yes, we do.
8, and that's September 27th at York College Arena at York College. Of course, Sadistic Athletics is going to be there. They're there all the time. Sunblaze, of course, is going to be there. And you know what? You want to buy the track, you want to buy the new LP, he's going to have it there.
We're going to have it available on SadisticAthletics.com as well. So
yeah, there you go. So not only
when can we expect that?
When can you expect that, Manny?
So I have for the track to be.
Oh, no, it's out for sale now.
Yeah, no, but on Sadistic.com.
It's on there right now?
It's on the website. If you go to SadisticAthletics.com right now, it'll be there.
It's there right now. Go get it right now.
Go get it right now.
Open up the tab, SadisticAthletics.com, buy now.
It is hot, so you know.
Free shipping.
Free shipping. We're inviting Lady Ange into the room. Lady Ange has a few questions. I know that she might have one for Master and one for the Sadistic boys.
I have for both.
Okay, so without further ado, Lady Ange is in the house.
Well, I get to be host today. Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
My first question is for Master and Man. What do you look for in a fighter before you put him in the cage?
Well, for my guys, I look there, make sure to protect yourself all the time, don't get no injuries, and go in there and knock them out of the corner.
Simple as that.
Right? Plain and simple. Yes.
If you knock him out, try to get his arms or choke him out.
Yeah, a lot of your fighters have done that. Yes, and my other question is for Blaze. What is one of your biggest challenges you had to overcome in regards to progressing in your career, and what have you learned from it?
It's a good question. I like to keep a positive mind state, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I pretty much try to avoid a lot of negative vibes and, you know, stay focused on positivity and things and move forward, you know?
That's the
Progress is the key in life, man. Without progress, you know, it's going nowhere.
Yeah, everybody in Queens told me to give you a shout out. A lot of people downloaded your track around in my neighborhood, and I'm just giving you a shout out from everybody in Queens.
Thank you.
Queens is showing Brooklyn love.
Yeah,
Right. BQE, baby. You know.